Hello guys, welcome to Binary Code YouTube channel again. Today I'm going to present you about the Lombok project, which we can use in Java basically to reduce the boilerplate code. Okay, let's have a look. So what is this project Lombok actually? So it says it's a Java library that automatically plugs into our editors, right? So we can definitely reduce our getters and setters, as well as it provides us a mechanism where we could use the builder pattern easily. So that again helps us when coding, right? So let's have a look at how it is done. So I have already a project that was created using Spring Boots. Okay, in my previous video, like I showed how REST endpoints are created using Spring Boot. So this is a continuation of that one. So in that particular project I didn't use Lombok as a dependency, right? So now we'll see how to add a dependency to your existing project. To this is a Maven based project, so to the pom.xml, and then we'll see how we can implement Lombok in our project. Let's go to the pom.xml. Here now we only have few dependencies. We have the JPA and then the HSQLDB, because I'm using in-memory DB, and then the web, of course. Okay, so let's find out the Maven dependency that we need to put. So you can simply search it on Google, and then we can copy this one and put it into the dependencies as another dependency, right? So this will now be available in your project. You can of course refresh your Maven project just to let the libraries to be downloaded into yours. Okay, so if those are downloaded, now it's matter of going and coding. So let's see where we can apply this Lombok project in our code. So in my previous example, right, so I have written getters and setters. So since this is a class with only 3 fields, so it's not that big, right? And then the constructor is not that hard, it only contains 3 maximum 3 parameters. So but what happens if the number of fields are high? So then creation of this, even though this creation is like done through the IDEs, it is like not that neat. So and this seems to be like boilerplate code. So why do we like create this if we have a mechanism? So that's what Lombok does, right? So let's start like this. Now as we import Lombok, we have few libraries available here. The first one is getters. Here it shows it's Lombok getter, right? So we can import the getters, and then as well as I am going to import setters here, right? So as soon as I do that, I'll be able to remove all these getters and setters that I have defined. They are no more needed. And then let's have a look at the constructors. So for the constructors, we have used no argument constructor. So the Lombok has this annotation, no argument constructor. It is there. Now it's giving me a read because I have already defined this constructor. So I'll remove it. That's fine. And then the other one is the all argument constructor, right? I added it as well. And then let's remove this. Okay, so this is all we have to do now with a class. So once you have the Lombok, you can simply add those annotations, and then the getters and setters, and then the constructors are already available for you. So I'll apply the same thing for this module class as well, which is the my entity class, right? So I'll add the same dependencies, getter, and I'll add the setter here, and no args constructor and all arg constructor, right? Done. So let me remove all these things, right? Okay, fine. So now it's time to just go and check if the application works as previous, right? So if you just have a look at my previous video, which was injecting some users into DB, and then we are fetching them, deleting them, updating them. So let's start the container and just go to Postman, and just we'll check the endpoints that we created. Okay, the server is starting up. It will be starting on default port 8080. and let's go to open. So I have already created this get request, so it's localhost 8080 user. Now let's send a request and see. Okay, there's nothing there, right? So seems it's working. So let's add some data here, and okay, I added one item, and then let's go and check it off if it is there. It works perfectly, so no changes were made, right? Okay, so that is the simple usage of @getter, @setter, and then the two constructor methods that is available with Lombok. Okay, and there is another very important factor that we can use with Lombok, that is the builder, @builder annotation. So that is actually to use the builder design pattern in our code. So how we are going to do that is we can simply add builder annotation here as well, right? Yeah, and then I will add it to my DTO class as well. Okay, now let's see how we can use this @builder annotation and then the builder pattern to reduce some of our unnecessary code in my classes. So let's go to user service class. Right, in the user service class, let's find out a method. Okay, let's see here now. From the front end, when we are saving a user, we are passing a user DTO, and then what we are doing actually is the user DTO, we need to convert it to a user object when saving. So how we do that is with a constructor, right? As I mentioned earlier, this is quite easy because this user has only three properties. It's the ID, name, and age. But what happens if there are so many properties, and then when we want to type, we don't know that we have to make sure that the sequence is correct. The first one is the ID, then the second one must be the name, and then the third one must be the age. And if there are more, then we have to be very precise with the exact values that we have to pass. So the Lombok builder pattern allows us to reduce that. So let me show you like how we can do that. Okay, so instead of creating this one, right, we can simply pass user dot, it has this builder dot build option. Okay, so now here under builder we can set all the values that we need. Let's go to the next line so that is more clear. Now I can see now dot id, yeah, dot id. So dot id is going to be user DTO dot get id, right? I go to next line, then name. So you don't have to worry about like passing the parameters in order, right? So you know what exactly you are passing there. So there is no risk of like using any passing any invalid parameter instead of a different parameter. That's all you have to do, right? So now instead of passing it to the constructor, we are using the builder pattern to pass the parameters and create the user object. So that's how we apply it. So when there are so many parameters in this user class, it makes it so easy for us to like identify and pass the correct parameter. So I think we can apply it to some there are some other places that I have used it. Let me have a look. So I think it's all good in this class. Let's go to the controller class and see if we have any other places where we can improve. Yeah, here we have. Now in the user DTO class, it's the same thing. So what we are doing is here we are getting all the users. So we call this get users method and getting a list of users, and then we are populating a user list, right? So here we are creating a user DTO and again passing it to the constructors. So let's get rid of this as well, and user DTO dot builder dot build, and here you can pass the parameters that you need. So it is going to be ID first again, so it would be user dot get ID dot name, u dot get name dot age dot get age. Done. So that is how easy it is to apply the builder pattern in Java. So I'm not going to apply it to all the cases, right? So you can try it out later. right? Let me run it, let me restart the server and check if everything works fine. And since this is a in-memory database, as soon as I restart, the data that we inserted previously are gone, right? So when you do a get request, there will be no data. Now I am going to inject another one element added. Let's add another one, 2, let's say it as 2, then let's change this to 35. Okay, I added couple of elements. Let's now go to get request and check. Okay, I have all the elements, and just to check, this one is, let's try 1. Okay, yeah, we have 1 get element by id, we are getting the other element, it works fine, right? So no errors there, right? Then the other thing that I want to show something important is again the logging. So now when we are developing large applications, definitely we have to apply logging, right? So let's okay, now in this case, let's say what we do previously is we have to create a logger class either from a different library. Let's use this logger, right, the util logger, and then we could do logger dot get logger. So then we can pass the class name, class dot get name. Okay, then we can simply use this one logger dot, we can log something. Let's add some, okay, here let's add the logger here, logger dot info, right, get all users. I'll add few dots so that we can see this log message clearly in the console, right? Let me just restart. As soon as it restarts, we can have a look how the logs are getting printed. This is how we do normally, right? So we have to create a logger variable in the class, then we use it throughout, right? So let's the server is up. Okay, even though the data are not there, let's see, yeah, we have the message printed, right? So now what the Lombok does is we can even get rid of this one, we don't have to use it. For that one, Lombok has provided another annotation called, yeah, this log annotation. So what it does is actually the line we removed, this one would take care of it, right? So then we can always go like log.info, and then we are printing the same thing. Let's restart again and have a look if the logs are getting printed correctly. Right, done. Let's go to Postman again. I'm sending a request again and check. Yeah, we have the same log message printed, right? So we'll add one thing and then we'll see, okay, data are there, and then let's go here, there's another log added, right? So that's how we can easily add log messages throughout the code as well using Lombok. So you don't have to define logger instances in each and every class, you just have to add the annotation. So you can apply it throughout this project and check it out. And so this project will be uploaded to the same repo under a different branch. I will add that GitHub link in the description, and I will paste a full detailed documented view on my blog as well. So please feel free to go and check it out, and just don't hesitate to download the project and run it, because this is in memory database. You don't have to set up anything, just take it and run it. Okay, that's it for today then. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.